Hi guys, so continuation of our block reviews. Let's do CVS block. Okay, CVS block, one of the nicest of the year, I think. A lot of farm, okay, because there's a lot of anti-hypertensive drugs, okay. A lot of farm, you got to know your farm for this one, okay. And also a lot of physiology, which I like. ECG interpretation, I got that nailed down in my course. I talk about ECG interpretation. I'll put up a smaller video of that. Like if you want to check it out, link down below. But yeah, it wasn't bad. It's taught really well, a lot of form and a lot of basic science, especially physiology. So you really need just 40 marks of basic science in this block. Like you don't have to defib, okay? So yes, atrial fibrillation, no P waves. Atrial flutter, there's like this consistent P waves. You see that it's like rhythmical because the P waves is in a loop, okay? Alright, as you can see here, it just looks like scribbly lines, okay? This is ventricular flutter, okay? This also needs defib. It's just squiggly lines up and down. If you see squiggly lines up and down, you can't see any P waves, you can't see any distinct QRS complexes, you can't see T waves, then you know this is ventricular flutter, ventricular fibrillation, okay? It's just squiggly lines everywhere, okay? Okay, and this is ventricular flutter. Okay, as you can see, there's a rhythmical thing going on here with the ventricles. They also need to nail it here. Let's go through the timetable together. Once again, same tracks, okay. And then week 1, CSBS, like I said, there's a lot of physiology. And in the beginning, it starts with anatomy. As you can see there, the cardiac cycle and valve function, it's a lot of physiology there. Once again, most of the things are spread out, especially except for basic science. Basic science is a lot in CVS, okay. As you can see, the basic science. There's some path as well, like your myocarditis and what have you. And there's a lot of form also. And here's look at all these basic science, form. And the form for me is quite difficult. The names of the antihypertensives are very, very similar. There's 5 classes or 6 classes of antihypertensives. Yeah, it's quite hard to form. But yeah, I managed to get through it somehow. And also look, it's like a pretty jam full, roster. And it was also 7 weeks, our CVS block. So it's a big block. Our rest was 5 weeks. CVS was 7 weeks. I think that rest should be 6 and cardiovascular should be 6, but anyway. But yeah, it wasn't a bad block. I enjoyed it. It was taught well. Yeah. So yeah, click here if you want to see my renal block review.